Welcome to Small Business Big Story, powered by OPPSWell. I'm your host, M.F. Booker. Thank my moms for that. Love you, Ma. Small Business Big Story, the place where businesses come for community and camaraderie. In today's economic environment of tariffs, inflation, reduced profit margins, and a shifting workforce, we need to network, share best practices, and support each other now more than ever. So get your sense of community here. Our rising tide raises all boats. Commercial time.
Small Business Big Story is brought to you by OPPSWell, the premier B2B service connecting buyers and sellers. If you are looking to develop new business relationships that can support your business journey and enhance your sense of community, head on over to OPPSWell. That's OPPSWell. Check it out and get your 6-month free trial. Community and networking is everything to business. Who you know is just as important as what you know.
And we're back. So let's get into it. Each week, we shine a light on the grit, the heart, and the hustle behind small businesses. We unpack the challenges and search for solutions, real stories, real resources, real advice. Wherever you are in your business evolution, this is your space to learn, to reflect, to get inspired, and build your community. Today's guest on Small Business Big Story is Kimberly Bailey, the owner, CEO, and publisher of Las Vegas Black Image Magazine, one of the leading media publications in my hometown of Las Vegas. Kimberly, along with her husband and co-founder, Charles Tureaud, has lived the small business independent media story for years. Whether the stories are about politics, government, entertainment, or sports, or anything else at all, it is often the small publications with their independent journalists who are willing to take the risk. They're not shying away from tough stories because of concerns around advertising or even political backlash. It's often the smaller voices that step in to shine a light when it's needed the most. Kimberly's here to share her experiences to help others who are not afraid to speak up and who might just be thinking of building an independent media company. So welcome to our conversation on the importance of small and independent media. Small businesses to the rescue. Welcome, Kimberly.
Oh, thank you, Marilyn, so much for inviting me here. This is real exciting. Thank you.
No, I am so happy to have you. Kimberly is my sister from another mister, my Spellman sister.
Yes.
And I want you all to get to know her just as well as I know her. So, Kimberly, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business and why you decided to go into media.
Yes. Well, like you said, we both attended Spelman College in Atlanta, Georgia, historic black college. And I think even while I was at Spelman, I kind of dived into radio over at Clark at Atlanta University. So I, majoring in English, journalism, and then watching my family, watching my father. He was one of the gentlemen that had the first talk show here in Las Vegas, Black Man here in Las Vegas, also a Morehouse man. Mm-hmm. And so being in that kind of environment, really inspired me. But my husband, Charles Tureaud, and I started CDA Media Relations and marketing. And in that time frame, we were doing a lot of different things, events, those kind of things. Mm-hmm. TV, radio, that's always been my background. I was an entertainment publicist in Los Angeles, representing people like Spike Lee, Paula Abdul, yes, different people like that. And it was just a wonderful experience having that type of exposure to the media world in Los Angeles. Eventually, I came on back to Vegas, ran and met my husband, Charles, and it was just wonderful. And I said, listen, let's just keep this ball rolling. And we kept going with the business. We did the largest food fest on the Fremont Street Experience,
That's right,
Taste and Sounds of Soul. And we had up to 35,000 people on Fremont Street Experience, again, offering those small businesses the opportunity to tap into the tourist dollar, because in Las Vegas, that's our industry, is tourism. So those kind of things. And then I said one day when President Obama was running for president back in 2008, I was really in awe for the fact that people were in awe about him and his family. And that's kind of how I grew up. You know, I was familiar with his family. I was familiar with that kind of union. And I said, we need to do something to keep the positive images of African Americans alive. And that's how Black Image Magazine came to be. So we've been publishing since 2008.
That's wonderful, Kimberly. You have done so many great things in the media space. You've worked with so many incredible people. I'm just curious, do you remember the first piece you published? And when you think about then versus now,
yes.
What's the difference?
I think we have modified, because, you know, when you first do something, you go all out. And we went all out, not thinking of expenditures and those kind of things. But so things are smaller, but the content has grown as far as the perspective, because so much has grown in our world, and especially in the United States. So, I think the biggest story was the fact that we published the first story on President Obama winning the U.S. presidency. And I remember, because we were in partnership with the Review-Journal newspaper, they said, well, the election is not, we don't have all the counts. How do you know he won? I said, I know he won. And so we were out on the stands before, because we were at free rack and stacks in all the grocery stores. And so we put it out before anyone else that President Obama had won the United States presidency. So that was a big thing. So I think that's what stands out back in 2008.
No, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. So I have to ask you the obvious question. According to Reuters, over 54% of adults in the United States get their news and information from streaming, social media, on their phone. Can you talk about the importance and the relevance? Because this is your baby of the traditional print. The radio show, because you have a radio show every Tuesday.
Yes.
Can you talk about the value and the relevance of those in today's society?
Yeah, I think that, that's, we've been told 100 times, print is going out. Nobody's going to be reading a magazine. But I beg to differ. If that was the case, I think we wouldn't have bookstores. I do believe that technology and everything else is a complement to the written word in a hard copy. But there's something about, and again, our publication is for the everyday person. Yes. The everyday person that's walking by and say, hey, let me pick that up. Oh, who's on that cover? And I think when I was younger, the Jet magazine covers used to always be so exciting. Who was going to be on the cover? Who was going to be on the cover?
We waited with anticipation.
Wait. So that's how Black Image Magazine, magazine came to be, with the celebrity on the cover, or the notable, because we have political notables, we have people that are just enterprising, doing phenomenal things, like Robert Smith, who paid all the debt to the Morehouse student body that was in debt for their college education. So so that was really what stirred that kind of thing. But people still, our pickup rate is at 99%. So if our pickup rate from the racks are at 99%, and we get a lot of views on the with the website, but at the same time, that pickup rate is very important.
Got it. No, that is, and I'm so glad you shared that, because people do need to understand that there is still relevance in print. There's still relevance in radio. So I'm going to date myself with this one. I do remember a time when television used to go off, and they play the national anthem, a flag would wave across the television. But now we are in a 24/7 news cycle. And I'm just curious, what do you do to adjust to that and to compete with the bigger guys? Because the news never shuts off now. So how do you adjust to that, running an independent small business media company?
Yeah, I think, well, our focus is on lifestyle. So lifestyle, we don't really do investigative news. So we do lifestyle. Again, we want to just challenge those negative images as it pertains to African Americans, Black people. I say Black image because I mean all Black people. I mean Nigerians, if you come from, I mean all Black people. So that's why we don't say African American image. We say Black image. But yeah, it's lifestyle publications, and I think what we do, we marry we marry social media. We look at these things as enhancers. So not that I'm trying to compete with anyone. It's just that if I can get the message out better, I use those tools.
That's great. That's great. And for all y'all out there chuckling about how old is she remembers television going off. I'm not alone. I just want to say that.
I remember.
A lot of y'all out there too. Okay.
Yes, we all remember that.
Exactly. So one of the things that, I know and I talk a lot about, and what I do with my company, is the sense of community, because I know that's what a lot of people, are they're looking for. And I would love for you to talk a little bit about how do you connect with others who are looking to pursue that sense of community, who are looking to pursue that unfiltered truth. And how do you kind of bring them in and engage with them?
Yeah. Well, we have in the publication a section called Community Speaks, because I tell everyone this magazine we just put it together, but it's your publication. So we are the people's publication. We want people to feel as though if they have something to share it with us. We might, if we don't get it in this issue, we'll try to get it in the next issue. But it's about community, because I think even though with technology and everything, I think that's the common denominator.
Yes.
Even if you are in finance, you're looking for your community. If you are in public service, you're looking for your community. If you are, a churchgoer, you want to look for other churchgoers. So community is really something, like people say, well, there's no wealth without good health. There's no nothing without good community. Yes. And I think that's what we profess with Black Image Magazine, is that we have to be a community. We promote community. We profile community, and that's what it's about, because I think that we are. It's all about being connected.
No, absolutely, and that is so important, that connectivity in terms of bringing people together. And I'm just curious, when you're thinking about the community and the population that you serve, how do you decide what stories you're going to run? And do you get input from, other folks who may want you to cover different stories? And has that change, or that process changed as your company's grown? Because you said you have a 99% pickup rate. So how do you decide what's going in this edition?
I just try to stay grounded. I write a peace article in my publication, and it's amazing. I don't know if you ever read that book, Conversations with God.
Yes.
And I think when I write peace, something else comes through me. But I think that's one of my attributes that I celebrate within myself, is to know what clicks and what comes out, and try to notice things, notice people. I don't take anything for granted, and I think that I notice interaction. I try, at this age of my life, I don't dive into negativity.
Yes.
I try to stay away from that. But again, Black Image Magazine is to celebrate those people that are being enterprising and that are being innovative. You don't have to be rich.
Yes.
You don't have to be, but you are a person that, with all that goes on, you have resilience.
Right.
You have, you can win, you can make it. And it might be those little things. And I think that's what sets us apart. And I think people see that.
Yes.
I think they see that within the publication, because it's, we have a glossy cover, but it's a small publication. Just pick it up. But if we call it a chocolate color vitamin.
Oh, I love that.
So it's chocolate,
I love that.
and you can easy to go down, but you're being nourished by it.
Yes. Oh, I love that. That is such a great. I may have to borrow that.
So it's a little vitamin.
No, absolutely. Well, you have had the opportunity to interview and profile so many, like I say, extraordinary people. And I'm just curious, when you're doing that, nothing in life is easy, or everybody would be doing it.
Right.
But so there are challenges that you have to deal with. I'm curious as to what are some of the challenges that you may have faced in running, an independent, media business? And is there one particular mistake, or maybe a couple, that have taught you what not to do?
Yeah, I think I shy away from politics. I'm not good with that.
Okay.
I'm not good. But but at the same time, I am so filled when I connect with just people and humanity.
Yes.
And I think with any small business, if something in your business makes humanity better.
Yes.
Jack Welch wrote about this in his book Winning. If you connect somehow with humanity, with your messaging or whatever you're doing, that will serve as a wonderful thing for your success in business. So I try to keep that in mind and stay connected, and just make sure that that's never missed. That even though, but one of the things, to answer your question, go back because that's a wonderful question. One of the things, because we didn't have, when I started, we didn't have no money.
Yes.
So money,
capital, a challenge.
Yes. But you know what? I always seem to put value in other things, and so I looked at what kind of partnership, what kind of strategic alliance can I build. So at the time, we knew no one at the Review Journal, and that's our major, like our New York Times of Las Vegas. And I wrote to the publisher, and I said, well, I know President Obama's going to win, so I think it's a good time to do some kind of partnership with a publisher, and that's what we did. So by doing that, they did the printing, they helped with advertising, and we just had to do an advertising share. But it was just wonderful. Promotions, distribution, all of that was covered. So a little innovation, a little creativity, and connectivity can go a long way.
No, that is fabulous, because as I'm thinking about that, I'm also thinking about the future, and I would love your perspective on where do you see small and independent media like in the next 5 to 10 years. And one of the reasons I want to get your perspective on that is because I'm sure there's some, entrepreneurs out there who might be thinking about going into traditional media, into the print and the radio, and they would love to hear, where do you see this going?
Yeah. And I think people that kind of that argue with the fact that where is print media going? I think as long as people are alive, for one, I think technology is going to be utilized as a tool to reach more people. But as long as there's different segments of the population, you have people that are very wealthy, you have people that are not so wealthy, and then you have people that are still struggling. So as long as that still exists, and I think they call it the caste system sometimes. I think that print media will always be viable, and I say that. So by saying that, I do believe that technology will still be at the forefront, and I think it's going to go more, and we should definitely learn more about it. So as we're learning more about it, utilize it to enhance the connectivity we desire, because when there's value, there is monetary gain.
Absolutely. So along those lines, can you share with us what excites you or what scares you about being in the media right now, today?
What scares me is that I need to stay ahead of the ball. I need to stay ahead of the game. I need to, myself, even though we have our editors and we have our graphic designers that really know technology, I, as a publisher owner, I want to know as well. So it's really back to school. And so I don't like to feel fear. I like to stay fearless. And so by doing that, I have to equip myself with the right weapons so that I can win winning and so whatever that might be, I try to do that, and I think as it falls what may, I still want to maintain a smile on my face.
I love it, and you have a beautiful smile.
Thank you.
Now this is my wrap-up question for my sister friend.
Okay.
talk to me about what's next for you and your business empire. I know you have a podcast as well,
Yes,
so I want you to talk a little bit about that also. But
Okay.
tell everybody what's next for you.
You know what? I think that's the exciting part. That's a little bit what I wrote about in Peace is that we can, options are out there. We can try to gain control and guide where we want to go, but we also have to be like water. And I think that when you're flexible and things come what may. So yeah, I have things in place. I want to grow. I would love to see Atlanta Black Image. I would love to see a Detroit Black Image. I would love to see those things happen because I think our advocacy, it has to be a mainstay. But at the same time, I'm excited for the unknown as well, because we're each and every day I'm learning.
No, that's amazing. Well, Kimberly, this has been phenomenal. And if anyone wants to connect with Kimberly to learn more about her radio show, about her, her magazine, about her podcast.
Yeah, Enterprising People 702 on YouTube.
There you go. Exactly. Her email address is here, so please feel free to reach out to her.
Yes.
She has digital copies of the magazine if people are not in Las Vegas and can't get the physical copy. Kimberly, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you,
being here today.
Marilyn. It's fun.
I have this tagline I want to use for you, and I have Black Image.
Okay.
Not asking for permission, just asking the hard questions.
Oh, I love it. Thank you.
Okay, now look, I have another special announcement. We
Okay.
cannot close today without talking about a little bit of Vegas history. Kimberly's mom, Anna Bailey, is celebrating her 99th birthday today. Happy birthday,
Happy
Mama
birthday,
Anna.
Mama.
And
Yes.
many, many more to come. And now
yeah.
here's the history. Mama Anna was the very first Black showgirl on the Strip. And at 99, she is still doing her thing. So we are sending so much love to you today. And Kimberly, I would love for you to just say a few words about your incredible, fabulous mom.
Oh, wow. She's just a phenomenal woman. I know Dr. Maya Angelou said it best, phenomenal woman, but my mother is definitely that. She has done so much. Originally born in Savannah, Georgia, moved with her mom to Bedford-Stuyvesant in New York, grew up in New York, danced in the Apollo, danced all around, was on the Chitlin circuit, met my dad with Count Basie, came to Las Vegas to be in the first integrated show at the Moulin Rouge, at the first integrated hotel and casino in the country, and only stayed open for 6 months, but she's phenomenal. Businesswoman, owned many businesses here in Las Vegas, and she still can do the time step.
I love it. I absolutely love it. Well, look, what a great way to end my very first podcast. Yay! So thanks for joining us on Small Business Big Story, where we amplify the voices of small business owners and advocates. If today's conversation was helpful, share this episode with other business owners. And if you've got a story you want me to tell, or a topic you want me to cover, or you just have questions, then let me know. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and TikTok, so you never miss a story. And finally, head over to OPPSWell.com to learn more about joining the OPPSWell community to continue to build your community. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you on the next episode. That's the word. Now go make it real.